Hey guys, Saturday morning, I'm solo mio. It's almost 9 o'clock, so I'm getting a little bit of a late start. I know there's at least one estate sale and probably a handful of garage sales. Let's go find some good stuff. Okay, so I picked up these two just now at a yard sale where I've already shown you guys and I wasn't sure I should even stop. This one has been repaired, which brings it down some. These were $1 a piece. Knee-hugging Pixies, Elves, knee huggers do really well, and I'll put up some comps of those, but these are from the 80s. They're Hallmark. If they were hugging their knees and just sitting on a shelf, they might be worth a little more than if they are holding a candy cane to hook your stocking to on the and sitting on the mantle. But they should sell for like $10 plus shipping. Because this one's damaged, I'll probably do maybe $20 free shipping on them, or like $12.99 plus shipping. But a $2 investment, and there's only 2 listings right now for one each. So, and those are like $10 plus shipping and $15 plus shipping. So if I put those 2 up for $12.99 plus shipping, they should sell reasonably quickly. Yeah, so cheap, quick, and easy one, but let's see if we can find some more sales. Based on the amount of signs and the quality of the signs, I would think this is probably a company-run estate sale, but it doesn't look like there's a lot here. And this will be day 2 because it was yesterday, but it's only 9:30 in the morning, so we'll see what happens. Well, everything's half price, and that Brickyard 400 inaugural race 1994 on the old logo 7 is probably worth $1.50. The rest of these shirts don't look like anything. I was wrong. So in here there's all kinds of books and like office supply stuff, but and these are all magazines, and I went through the records already. But there's this. These are 25 cents a piece. And then these head cleaners are $1 a piece, so that's, you know, $1.50 for the whole thing. Look at these CDs real quick. So all kinds of just knicky-knack stuff, random. These Revere wear are half price, but they're all like it's each. They're like $7.50 and $5. This is interesting. It's kind of big, but it's newer, so I'm going to comp it. That's the model number. Kind of forgetting to record stuff. This is an impact sprinkler made by Nelson, and I suspect it says Peoria, Illinois on it. Yeah, because that's kind of another company that started here and is in Mexico now. But these are collectible. I mean, it's worth $1. And this is my hold pile. So I think we're going to go over the haul when we get home, but this was a really solid sale. It wasn't, there are no major home run things, but a lot of pretty solid inventory, and I spent $25 on what should be 40 listings. These tongue depressors were half of 75 cents, 30 cents for like all of these, and so those are for the kids to play with, but there's some really neat things in there. And 2 shirts, the DVD player in the box, used, but in the box, the VCR. This helmet, even used, this is probably the best piece of the whole thing. This should be good for $2.50. And then I don't know why, but my dad always had rain barrels around, and so I've never had one. I don't know what, we didn't use them for anything, but then I'm like, oh, I need to have a rain barrel and a hose, because my hose leaks like crazy, so replaced my hose for 50 cents. Oh, and back here there's rolls. These are empty shipping tubes. This one's wider than this one's probably 16 inches instead of the 12 inch that I get from Bubble Wrap. But then there's paper here and rolls of paper just for packing stuff, and they were like 50 cents. And then when you need a tube to ship a poster or even like a baseball bat, those will be cool to have around. So you guys know I'm gonna come into Goodwill if I'm out and about, and I was talking on the phone, so I didn't get a chance to make a video on my way in, but look what we found. A Gemi of Hank Williams Jr., which I'm not a huge fan of, but somebody's gonna want that. It doesn't currently work, but I'm sure it's just a batteries issue. I don't know what it's worth, but they're asking $4.50, $1.84. I haven't comped this yet, but Cuisinart choppers do well, and then the kids are gonna love that for $1.84. Oh, I thought this was a tiny TV. It's not. Sony, probably not worth messing with, especially now it's $16. Like, sell-through rate's gonna be fairly low. Upside's gonna be fairly, fairly low, and be longer sell-through. That's just assumptions that I'm making. What is this? It looks like maybe a fish finder cam gear. Oh no, it's like a projection, like a slide projector accessory. Asher had a tripod in his hand the last time we were here, and he was upset that I didn't buy it because it was broken. So I didn't buy it. I told him I'd buy it, and then he went to the car, and then I figured out it was broken after he was already in the car with his mom. This one looks like it's in better shape, so I will get that one for him instead. A bag of Goodwill. How many house numbers do they have? That's not one of my numbers in my house, but if they have house numbers, 310. This looks old. This looks like it expired in the 90s. 2004. I wasn't too far off. Yeah, I wouldn't buy that. Like, let's run comps on these, but I'm not buying them for $3 and change if they're expired literally 20 years ago. How about some Nintendo Wii accessories for $1.84? I think they're probably still not worth messing with. Safety goggles. Ooh, these. See, I saw these a second ago and I was like, oh, those are junk. But I think these Gyro brand might be. It's worth comping anyway. I have a suspicion that this is Pokemon. It is. Boy, it is full of Pokemon something too. 310. I think we're just going to gamble on that. 2020. If that's full of little figures, as it sounds like it may be, then it's probably worth getting. Vintage dominoes. That feels fuller than I would have anticipated for $1.84. A bag full of cards. That's an older one. Let's see how much these are. Wow, it's heavy. They're probably expensive. $16. So that's not worth the gamble, in my opinion. Unless I see a red line. But I sincerely doubt I'm going to see a red line. Like, that is the old Munster Mobile. That's an older one that would have been available in red line maybe. Like, these are, that almost looks like the A-Team, but it's painted. Oh no, it doesn't. Somebody's going to do really well on that, but it isn't going to be me. Tonka playset. Moana. Kung Fu Panda. And a console for $5.60, but there's no controller. So I don't know what you're supposed to do with it. More vintage dominoes by Cardinal. Now the case is not in great shape on this one, but at $1.84, I think those Cardinals go for almost $20. $3.10. Now this is Minnie Mouse from the parks in a Halloween costume. So it's probably a pretty good one, but I'm going to comp it because I don't buy Mickey and Minnie plush most of the time because they're junk. They're not. They're just so super abundant. But a spooky Mickey's Halloween party is better than average. So there's a bunch of those available for $12 free shipping. So it's not worth my time to spend $3.50 on it. Okay, so this thing is $5.60, and while it looks like there's a bunch listed and a bunch sold, there are a bunch listed, but if you sort by United States, there's only one sold that originated in the United States, and it sold for 25 bucks, but there's a bunch listed. This Bonativa is really good. It has over 100% sell-through rate and is like probably $50, $60, $70. So those two things are for cashier, but the Dominoes should do well at $2 a pack. This thing should be the piece de resistance. This is just the cool kind of thing that you don't see much and have the opportunity to buy. And then this Cuisinart. Let's look at a model number on that. Cuisinart DLC2A Mini Prep Plus. And because I'm a rewards member and I let them track everything that I buy when I give them my phone number and they text me when they're having sales and stuff, that I had a $10 off coupon from the last $100 that I spent. And so I got all of that stuff for $10. It was 20 and change with tax. And she's like, oh, you have a $10 off coupon. Do you want to use it? Of course I do. And so it came down to $9.97 or something. 10 bucks out the door there. So I spent 2 at the first place, 25 exactly at the estate sale, and 10 here. So that's $37 today. Pretty good $37 spent. But I did spend a good chunk of the morning. I think I left at 9 a.m. and now it's noon. So Hank Williams dances and sings, but his mouth doesn't move. And so that is unfortunate. But it's still probably about a $40 piece. Maybe free shipping. Please get out of the barrel. This set of dominoes comes in a wooden box, which I think is really neat, and is fully complete. All 28 pieces are there. And this cardinal set is missing 1. I went through it all and counted them, but it should be 7 rows of 4 tall for a total of 56, but it's missing 1. And it can still sell that way, and at $1.84 I'm not too much out, but wouldn't it be better if it was complete? And this kettle seems to work. It's raising the temperature. It needs cleaned up, but it does work. And this thing works. So that's everything from Goodwill. Let's take a look at all the stuff we got from the estate sale. So we got this bad boy. It was $5 marked down to half price. 7 3/4. That's good to know. 7 3/8 as the size. That feels pretty big for a helmet. Snell 95, and the inside foam is in good shape. Paid $2.50 for that. I've bought some of these Attastacks before, and you could, like, they stick on this way or they stick on this way, and I had like 8 or 9 of them, and I remember them doing significantly well by the piece, like an individual price. I don't remember what, but these 2 brown ones, I bet they're probably $7, $10 plus shipping, but I paid 25 cents for the pair, and so that makes life pretty easy. Another 25 cents for the pair. These might be a little bit hard to market. They're like mod, like 70s kitschy mod bookends. Pretty cool things. This I haven't found a price for yet. It was 50 cents. Fasco, a vintage padlock with the key. This was 50 cents and then half price, so it was a quarter. Stainless steel, made in Japan, vintage, that vintage Walt Disney World logo. I have no idea what that's worth. We got this for 50 cents and this one was a quarter, and this is like dot matrix paper that's 3 feet long. I'm just going to use it for packing paper. This has some packing paper on the outside, has some packing paper on the inside, and it was a quarter, and it has the packaging tube. These were in the free pile, so this will be packaging paper. I suspect it was some kind of photosensitive paper. It'll just end up being packaging paper. And then this is a another tube in the free pile. Brickyard inaugural race 1994. You guys saw this. It was half of $3, so it was $1.50. This vintage Bradley Braves is really nice looking. Gant medium, oh, Galt Sands medium. Really, really excellent condition on that for $1. I showed you guys, I think I showed you in pretty good detail this here VCR, but it's a Hitachi, and I haven't tested it yet, but it was only $1, and it came with the remote. The remote was in this pot, and so it has the remote and the manual with that. This is lots of pieces and parts. National used to be the standard on these things, and with the internal guts, this isn't in great shape, but I paid $2.50 for it. It has the pressure gauge, it has the guts. I suspect that it's probably $40 or $45 plus shipping on the low end, but we'll just have to run some comps and find out. I was on the fence on this thing, but it was marked as $5, I think, for this DVD player, and it had the box under the table, which I thought was cool, and it was plugged in and working. Yeah, so it was $5. They had it hooked to the TV to prove that it and the TV were working. Somebody bought the TV for $5 also, and it was a decent sized TV, but I didn't need it. But this DVD player, I mean, it's probably $25 plus shipping, but I paid $2.50. And we'll just do lightning round here. Some of this stuff, I haven't counted these, but for $1, that game does well for me most of the time. This was $1, and so this was 50 cents. This is parts to, I think, a Harley Davidson model, or it might be parts to a carburetor for a Harley Davidson, and that's the model of carburetor. Or no, there's a, I wasn't sure, but for 50 cents I was going to buy it. So we'll see. I don't know anything about that, but for 50 cents, it says Harley Davidson model on it, so I'm going to give it a shot. Uno, new old stock Uno score pad, and this old version of Uno that was International Games and not Milton Bradley or whoever, so that's much better than a regular set of Uno. Again, I haven't counted all of that. These reflectors and pedals, these are old pedals, and they are new old stock condition. And so for $1, what were they marked $2? And I got them for $1. I think that's right. I don't know what that brand is right off, but I'm going to find out. Made in the USA. These are nice old pedals. Somebody wants them for a bike they're rebuilding. And then I don't know what these reflectors are about. Like this one is obviously a reflector off a bike. Bright Star Industries. These aren't marked. I'll probably put all of this I'll probably put all the reflectors together. I may even throw them with the pedals if they're not worth anything. This was 50 cents, so it was $0.25, and it is a model car in the original box that was a like giveaway when you bought a battery. So we looked pretty extensively at this. It's just an impact sprinkler. Like I said, they're from Peoria, so I know that they have some collectible value because I see them a lot, and they are, the older ones do reasonably well. This isn't in perfect condition. It's in nice shape. It's probably $20, but I paid $1. These had some markings that I wasn't able to read at the sale, but they're definitely mid-century modern, a nice set, made in Italy, and they were $1. I don't know if they were $1 or if they were $2, but it doesn't really matter. I suspect the guy counted them as a unit. $250. Got me this Indy 500 belt buckle from 1980. And the belt's attached. I'll probably leave the belt attached, but the only belt buckle I've ever had that had a belt attached didn't sell. So maybe it's not good to have the belt attached. Another belt buckle. The BS stops when the green flag drops. $2.50. 1984, made in the US. So $5. I got both of those belt buckles, and then these head cleaners, 50 cents a piece. We'll see if they've got any fluid in them. They might do okay. I might sell them together. Yeah, maybe I have to sell them together, because they are like, this is the head, this is the thing you put in, and this is the unit that anyway. So this got $1 into this, and I don't know what it's worth, but I'll put up comps. I don't feel like we got a good look at this thing. Let's take this apart. So yeah, in this box was this car, this decals page, these unopened parts, and the instructions. So that should be fully complete. Let's look at this and see. Oh, it doesn't show you where to put the decals, which is odd, because I guess this shows you where to put the decals. Yeah. So that's it. I think we had a heck of a day. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing. We'll see you.